pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
A little bit
Follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the HOBO Outlaw series here live from the Nashville Fairgrounds. We are so glad to have you join us here tonight on JTN. Hello and welcome. My name is Joe Towanski. Joining me up here in the booth tonight is the one and only Mr. Austin Spencer. Austin, welcome back to the JTN booth, buddy.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you, Joe.
Oh, it's going great, Austin. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Happy to be here on a blessed Thursday evening. I was talking to you earlier, pre-race. I'm collecting all the Infinity Stones, I think, when it comes to leagues that you broadcast.
That's right.
I'm over at Maverick, then I'm over at TMP, and then I got Bomb Squad, and now here I am, the HOBO Racing League.
It's great, isn't it great? And we have the best races. We have the best leagues on the web here on JTN.
We do.
So another example of that is going to be live for you folks at home right here this evening with HOBO with the Outlaw series. 120 laps here. We're on this just over half-mile short track, a famed short track, one that's been at the center of a lot of news in the last year or so, Austin. Of course, with the calls to restore the fairgrounds to their former glory. Should have a fun one here tonight with these drivers. Again, 120 laps around this track.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a good one. This is a really tough track to run. Can be kind of tough to pass, but I tell you what, it creates that old school, hard-nosed, bumper-to-bumper, short track racing on a Thursday night under the lights. I think we're in for a good one, Joe.
With that being said, qualifying has concluded, so I'll take you through tonight's starting lineup here this evening. It's going to be Herman Reese on the pole in the number 7 at a 19.517. Guess what? Guess what, Austin? Guess who's to his outside?
Oh.
It'll be the 41 of Josh Boyer, also with a 19.517.
That's tough.
Tie for the pole. Steve Rubino, birthday boy, lines up in 3rd in the 07. Happy birthday, Steve. And then in the 4th spot, it's the 44, Danny Rubino, or Bino, as everyone knows him and loves him and calls him. But guess what? He tied Ricky Bumbalo, who starts 5th in the 85 car, at a 19.606 second lap time. So a couple ties here down the board as we go. Ron Simpson lines up in 6th. 7th tonight will be Rich Knappich in the 6th. 8th will be the 14 of DJ Hinsky. Rich Warden in the 98 rolls off in position number 9, and Irv Johnston in the 49 lines up in 10th. Daryl Johnston in the 77 in 11th. 80 of Keith McLean, last car to take a time. Then Jeff Stikenis, Pushrod, Bill Kring, and Duke Sorensen round out your field of 16 cars here this evening from the fairgrounds.
You know, Joe, I'm impressed. The nice people here scoring tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway actually recognized us up here in the booth and put us in the last 2 positions instead of mixing us in with everybody else. How nice is that?
Why do you think I wanted to read it this time?
Yeah, you know what? I don't blame you. Let's give a round of applause here to the folks in Nashville.
And there's a billboard there available for sponsorship. You can call that number. Anyone wants to call that number?
Call it.
See Ann in chat. Welcome in, Ann. And yes, we're also going to send along our birthday wishes to the birthday boy, Steve Rubino. I believe he turned like 29 is what they said. So, happy birthday, Steve. Also see Noah in chat. Been a while. Excited. Welcome back. Glad to see you back, Noah. And then Allison Rodrigo. How you doing, Allison? Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday night. Glad to see you back in chat as well. I think we'll see Rodrigo and a couple other drivers this upcoming week when we make our return to Maverick Night on Tuesday. We'll talk about our upcoming races still later because Austin short track racing is so much fun, and these drivers here tonight, they're going to look to have a fun time, aren't they?
That's right, and I love the vehicles that they run here in the Outlaw series. This is an underrated series to run here on the good old NR. I love this car. I actually painted a set on it a long time ago, my first ever car set, so it holds a near and dear place in my heart. No, we're not gonna talk any more about the car set. That's it. But
you opened yourself up.
Yeah,
so you know.
yeah. Well, and I'm closing back.
And
up,
do you see what I did there when you opened yourself up?
Yeah.
See what I did?
Yeah.
Made you shut right back down. Because
That's right.
That's just the kind of boss I am.
But Joe, like I said just a minute ago, it should be a really good one. These guys will have to pit at least once for fuel, but this place can be pretty tough on those tires. It's aged surface, so I would expect these guys want to come get fresh rubber. I wouldn't say as often as they can. We don't got a bunch of Chad Johnsons down there on pit road, I don't think. But
wait, you don't have to take 4 tires every pit stop? Every
no,
time a
you
caution
don't.
comes out?
We paid for those. You don't have to use them all. But no, yeah, tire wear is definitely a bit of a factor, especially tire heat. You don't want to overheat your tires with how long the straightaways are here. It's easy to do with the high entry speeds. So, yeah, gonna be some tire managing, but track position is key with how hard it is to pass. So it's gonna be interesting to see as we move along the evening how these guys choose to take their pit stops. But I mean, realistically, you could do it on one stop. You don't have to pit for tires necessarily, as long as you're taking care of them. So, Lord knows what we'll see on top of the pit boxes. Yeah, usually we have analysts who give us the best pit strategies, but we don't have that.
No, we're a little more low budget than that, aren't we?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, want to give a big shout out to Irv Johnston in this 49. I believe he has the best beer in the world on his Outlaw, so just want to give him a shout out. Yeah.
Oh, Labatt's. Yes, I just saw that.
Labatt.
Labatt's. I'm sorry. I'm Canadian. I should know that. But no, I've always heard about it. I've never seen it. I have never seen it in a store until yesterday. I saw it at my local Lowe's Foods of Huntersville.
Gotta get it.
So yeah, I must. Is it a lighter beer?
I mean, they have a light. I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It's not a dark beer.
Okay. I might look for the light. I'm not a big fan of the dark ones.
Well, it's like Miller Lite, like Miller, how it's like that. There's a Labatt Light and a Labatt Blue.
Well, I hope I can find the Labatt Light.
Yeah.
But
if not,
anyway,
the normal Labatt's good too. Anyways, let's not talk about drinking. Unless you guys want us to talk about drinking, let us know. Herman Reese on pole tonight in that number 7 car with Josh Boyer to the outside. They tied for the pole here this evening as we wait the command to get engines fired from the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Drivers, start your engines!
well, Joe, as they roll off pit road, very short warm-up lap for these guys.
Oh yeah, and they're like, look at them whipping it around already.
Mm-hmm. Hey, he's passing the pace car. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
He's ready to get
Josh.
going. Can't hold these guys back.
As that Pontiac pace car makes its way down the pit lane, I think that's your car actually, Austin.
What?
Green flag is in
Oh.
hand. And we are racing here from the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Joe, you caught me off guard, but I think you're right. They stole my car, put some lights on it, and painted it white. That's my car, Joe.
Ours is red.
Oh,
That's okay.
yeah, you'll have that.
Anyways, Herman Reese leads lap 1.
Quickly to say, oh, they're wrecking on the front stretch, Joe. We
Oh.
got 3 or 4 cars around.
Oh no.
Holy cow.
Where did this start? I think it starts with the 98.
Yeah, looked like, you'll see, looks like the 77 might have put them 3 wide, got into the 98, and then they kind of stacked up behind as well. Involved a couple other guys, Duke Sorensen getting in there, Keith McLean as well involved. Big ol' accordion effect. And just like that, we've got an incident on lap 1 and we're pacing.
Let's go on board with Pushrod through this incident here in the 17. Kind of out back behind it, but you'll see it form there up and to your left. And at some point, you're just kind of trying to run through it, aren't you?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get tunnel visioned onto a gap and then try to shoot for it. And it doesn't work.
I thought
I've
if
done
gap
that.
car.
Well, that's what they try to tell you, but you gotta silence those folks. It doesn't work normally.
Silence those voices.
Yeah, gotta suppress them. But yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, this is not a wide racetrack, so it can clog up quickly, and we see that there. Joe, we got a football game while we're broadcasting here. Bengals Ravens. What do you think of this football season so far? I know your Lions are doing pretty good.
Oh, my Lions are doing great. I'm happy. It's all good. Don't talk to me about Saturdays.
All right, that was where I was going next. But you know what? We both don't want to talk about that.
That's
so.
right. Although you might have your QB of the future, so...
That's true. If we would ever call some plays that use him,
Hey,
you know,
let's...
if we could get some receivers as well that aren't just walk-ons. Our best receiver called it quits because we wouldn't make a quarterback change after 4 games. So, you know.
But Cade McNamara was really good that one time.
Yeah. What, 2017?
No, 2021.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, I don't think.
Oh, I do. 'Cause I was there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anything happened in 2021, actually.
Oh, Iowa didn't go to the Big Ten Championship that year?
No, I thought they missed it.
Oh.
Heartbreaking loss.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did miss it, because I'm pretty sure the score was 49-0 in that game.
They weren't there. They were somewhere. It wasn't in Michigan or Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I was in Indianapolis. Anyways, we're going back green. Herman
There we
Reese
are.
is going to have control here for the restart.
I almost had a Ricky moment.
What does that mean?
I don't know. You know, you know.
Take us back green.
Off of the 4th corner, Herman Reese, green flag in hand, and we're back on the loud pedal here at Nashville. Single file restart. Ooh, Reese watched up a little bit. The 41 was able to look to the inside.
Not enough of a run, though, down the back straightaway. Herman able to use that middle line that everyone seems to really like here.
See if these guys can settle in, get the tires up to temperature. They haven't even been up to temperature yet. We didn't even quite complete a full lap there. Or we did barely, I suppose. But see how these guys handle once they get their tires up there in the temps.
The battle here for the 11th spot. Pushrod there on the bottom. Bill Kring to the outside. Keith McLean trying to follow that 32 on through. Now gets to the inside of the 17 off of turn 4. Some good racing out here in the back half of the field.
And you can throw a blanket over the top 3 right now. Reese, Boyer, and Bino. And now Boyer going to dive to the inside, side by side for the lead as we come off turn 4. Complete lap 11. Reese is going to maintain it for now.
Boyer again going to dive to the inside through turns 1 and 2. Steve Rubino there in the 07. Going to watch these two battles side by side down the back straightaway.
Irv Johnson just caught the wall there coming off a 2 as the 31 goes by. But side by side for the lead. Reese gets that lap, but Boyer, he's making up time on that bottom, and right behind him, Steve Rubino. Liking what he's seeing out in front. These guys using up their stuff, and he's just maintaining his race right now.
You talk about Boyer making up a little bit of ground. That time washes up the track through the center of the corner. 7 giving him a little bit of room. That lap goes to Josh Boyer for the first time tonight.
Yeah, he got a really good corner there through 3 and 4. He gets another one through 1 and 2. Almost clear. That 7 car can't quite complete the pass off the corner, but
He's
looks
figured
really
it out
good
now.
Oh yeah, got it through 3 and 4. All clear. 41 car takes the lead for good. But look how far, Joe, that this backed these top 3 up. To the next 3 and around goes the 85.
Ricky Bumble around here. Lost Speedways. Car around on the back straightaway. Second caution of the night is out on lap 15.
That was so unfortunate, Joe. Just got a little bit out of shape. And that was enough to send him around.
Yeah, got right on the back bumper of the 44. Maybe checks up a little bit. The 25 maybe gives him a little love tap as well. But that'll bring out your second caution of the night.
Pretty solid contact, that inside wall, but shouldn't demolish the 85 by any means.
Rich Knappich, first taker on the pit lane.
Yeah, we see a few guys coming down pit road. Irv Johnston, Keith McLean, 77 and 85 as well. So it'll be interesting to see, Joe. These guys did get some laps on their tires. Maybe they can make an adjustment or two. Ran probably, I don't know, just about 10, 12 laps under green there almost. Uh-oh, a couple of these guys are going to go a lap down. Keith McLean, Irv Johnston. Oh! No, they're going to just beat the pace car off of pit road. Right as the sign man flips his sign around. We got a couple more on pit road. Pushrod and Rich Warden come on down the second time by. A couple guys from inside the top 10. So we'll see if this fresh rubber has any effect on these guys as they try and figure out their plan for the rest of the night.
All right, Austin. We've
Yeah.
now gotten a little bit of a green flag run. We had a one-lap sprint. How comfortable are you feeling with your car in race conditions?
Well, I tell you what, that 41 looked pretty comfortable as soon as those tires heated up. But yeah, it seems like it's kind of split right now. It seems like some guys kind of started finding their groove there through about 10 laps or so. Other guys seem like they might have struggled with the handling just a little bit. So, be interested to see if these guys made any adjustments, especially the guys that pitted. And then these guys up front, they're gonna have a heat cycle on their tires as well. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see here. It's gonna be interesting on this restart and how this develops from here.
Josh Boyer with control, coming to 100 laps to go here from the fairgrounds. Green flag, and we're back underway. And a little bit of a domino effect there, or a little bit of an accordion at the front of the field, heading down into turn 2.
Yeah, it looks like these guys are going to mostly get it sorted out. We got side by side for the 5th position, Ron Simpson, DJ Hinsky. Hinsky going to slot back in line, though. Now actually he's going to cross over a little bit, look to the inside. Not quite there for it, though. And I tell you what, that 41 launched pretty good. He's looking to build a gap on the 7 machine of Herman Reese.
Do you push the advantage in the clean air right now if you're Josh Boyer?
Yeah, I don't think it's not worth it. Heat your tires up and just
Unleash
get out
the beast?
there. Yeah, why not? You know,
It's right there on the car, right?
it is. Good drink too. We're just gonna keep talking about drinking. It's circled back. You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, is it a good one?
Oh yeah, Monster Beast is pretty good.
What is it?
It's just alcoholic Monster.
Oh, not an energy drink guy.
Well,
Not just a Four Loko?
no, it doesn't have caffeine in it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just the Monster flavor and alcohol, but it doesn't really taste like alcohol, and it's not super sugary either, like the Smirnoffs or whatever.
We'd like to remind you at home to drink responsibly.
Yes, that's true.
And all beverages are only intended for consumption by those 21 years of age and older.
And not pregnant women, and not when you're going to drive.
Correct.
Do not operate heavy machinery. That includes forklifts. But I tell you what, Joe.
Are you
That
forklift
40
certified?
I'm not, no.
Ah.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
That was actually a prerequisite for the job, so talk to HR about that.
Sorry, I just had to take a step out. Thought it'd be funny. Anyway, that 41 car is looking pretty good out there, Joe. He's built a half-second lead. Looks like he's pretty comfortable.
And everyone's just kind of minding their business right now. Got a little gaggle here.
Yeah, that 85 Ricky Bumbalo, he's making that fresh rubber work. I mean, he's really getting through the corners well on that low. Oh, he's pushing up a little bit. But he's making that low line work better than really anyone else has been able to.
Mm-hmm.
At least from the small sample size I had.
As Bumbalo got by Bill Kring, 85
Little
loses, or
contact.
32 loses some spots. He also got the Johnstons battling here. There's Keith McLean in the 80.
This little gaggle looks like some fun back here. We got a little shove going into turn 1.
Well, they're having a lot of fun back here, aren't they?
Yeah, makes me want to scrap him. Could I do that? Could I just run down there and...
Was that?
Oh, just scrap it. Just get in the car and go. Would they allow that?
You just go down and race?
Yeah, they got a spare car down there for us, don't they?
No.
Oh.
No, you're not licensed. Why do you think you have to be forklift certified?
Oh, that's right. Oh, man. Oh. That must be why it's so tough to pass with these cars, is because it drives like a forklift.
Fork truck?
Yeah. I tell you what, we got a little bit of a battle for second heating up here. Steve Rubino, he's pressuring that 7 of Herman Reese.
So what's better, the 7 or the 07?
Like the paint scheme, or?
No, the number.
07, because Dave Blaney drove it. Oh, he drove the 7 too, though.
Meanwhile, Dan Rubino trying to get on by his brother. I wonder if he wished him a happy birthday today. I mean, he could do it right now.
I mean, I was gonna say now's the perfect time. Go up there, give him a little kiss.
Oh.
With the cars, Joe. With the cars. But I tell you, we've seen now twice. Someone has tried to kind of pass, looked for a way around somebody, and they've ended up falling into the clutches of the person behind him, as we see.
Yeah, Bino lost the spot there to Simpson in the 25. And here comes Hinsky now looking to the inside of that 44. I just wanted to steal your thunder.
Oh, no, that's fine. Have I been calling the wrong Rubino brother Bino?
Probably.
Oh, man.
That's okay.
You'll have that. I mean, you know.
You're just a very confused boy right now.
I'm just a girl. I'm just a guy. What do you pay me for, Joe?
Not whatever you're doing right now.
I couldn't tell you.
See Jeff Stekenis going on by Bino now for position. So Bino just lost 3 spots trying to pass the 07 for third. As the 98's down on pit lane.
Yeah, backed up the tape to see what happened, but I didn't see anything that necessarily happened to the 98, so not sure what's going on in his pit unless it blew up. I don't know. Did it blow up?
Yeah. Well, you try to figure that out. We'll watch this battle for the 10th spot. Keith McLean has no rear end, makes contact. They're making more contact. We're making more contact down the front straightaway, and we sorted it out. We're okay. It's all good.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything, Joe. No evidence of anything, so not sure if maybe overheated the tires, thought he had a tire going down. Hard to say, but he'll have 4 fresh ones and might have fixed up a little bit of cosmetic damage on that machine as well. How about the pack race we got back here from 11th to 15th?
Oh, yeah, now this 32 has the opposite problem of what Dan Rubino had, right? He was trying to make a pass on the bottom and then got passed by guys on the outside. Well, right now, Kring in the 32 is trying to hold on to position on the outside and getting passed by guys on the bottom. And now he's way up the track. And he's just struggling.
Yeah, handling on that car has clearly gone away.
Steve Rubino once again applying some pressure to the back of Herman Reese for second.
I was just about to say that, Joe. You're just out to get me tonight.
I'm here to steal your sunshine, your thunder. Maybe your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You a leprechaun?
Nope.
That's what I
Couldn't
thought.
be further from it.
What do you think about the Cup Series Final Four? Asks Allison Rodrigo in chat.
I love it. I can't be mad about who wins.
You're a joy. So, let's. Alice in chat would have rather seen the eliminated 4 be the Final Four, which I think that's an opinion that a lot of folks have.
I do agree. Is it the most deserving Final Four? No. I think Reddick and Byron have their spot. You could argue for Blaney too. He's had an up and down season, but he hasn't been bad.
Caution is out. We'll continue that conversation as our favorite little pack of cars had some chaos. Rich Knappick slow here on the front stretch. Get a look to see what happened.
It looks like the 80 of Keith McLean. He was trying to pass Duke Sorensen for 9th going into turn 3, and he just got in there too hot on the inside line, it looks like. You'll see here, dives it down there and just Tires are too hot for that. Ends up sliding right around. Oh, man! 6 and 17 involved as well. And look at this, Joe. Everybody is coming down pit road.
Well, yeah, now it's time to take tires and put some fuel in it. Now, how are they going to change the tires on these cars?
What do you mean?
Herman Reese overshoots his pit stall. He's going to lose some time here. Don't worry.
Joe, what do you mean? What do you mean? How are they gonna change the tire?
I don't know. You want to make some noises?
Yeah, we should start doing sound effects for the folks back home. You're doing pretty good.
I do. You want to hear my Indy car?
Yeah. All right. That's what I'm talking about.
That one's not as good because I don't want to be too loud, but yeah.
So you're saying give it a little bit of time and we'll hear the real deal get unleashed.
Oh, it gets better if it was the middle of the day and not the middle of the night.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have a daytime race on JTN.
Or we'll just post a TikTok or YouTube short making race car noise. I don't know.
Over on Track and Turf Media, maybe?
Exactly. Check out Track and Turf Media. You can watch this week's edition of the Fake Racers podcast. We broke down the Final Four, talked about the race at Martinsville, controversy.
Yeah. Don't
out
get
of
me
it.
started, Joe.
Also, check out this week's edition of Oof Sides if you want your NFL fix over there on Track and Turf. And both those shows are available on your favorite podcast platforms. Back to the discussion we were having about the Cup Series Final Four. Joey Logano is obviously an outlier, and I think he's really weighing down the Final Four in terms of people's opinions on it. I feel like if he's not in there, maybe there aren't as many conversations about this is the most undeserving Final Four ever. It could still be true. But at the end of the day, those are the Final Four that you have to contend with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's fair saying it's the least deserving Final Four ever. I mean, Reddick was the regular season champion. Byron is like third or fourth in full season points. Like, you know, I don't think it's fair to say it's the most undeserving. It's just Joey Logano's in there. He's already unpopular, and he's been the definition of mid for a majority of the season. He is just... I mean, we got to almost respect Joe. If there's anyone who can win when he needs to win, it is always Joey Logano.
It's always Penske. It's just Penske.
It really is. I don't know what they got about him, but
I think it's they got their... I talked about this on the podcast. I brought it up. I think they just have their IndyCar engineering support.
At the end of the season?
Yeah.
That would make sense.
It would make sense.
Joe, I'm going to have to tell you something about Penske Racing here once we get into the next green run. Don't let me forget.
Okay. Take us back.
It'll be Josh Boyer leading us down once again. Lap 50 complete now, lap 51, as we are back underway here from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. See how fresh rubber fares for these guys. And Ron Simpson, he's all the way up to third here, Joe, after a good pit stop. See if he can make any noise with this top two.
And they got that 25 around the 07 on the pit lane. That's the easiest way to make up spots is to gain them on pit road.
That's right.
Says the drivers, of course, maybe not the crews down there working on the cars.
Mm-hmm. All over the back bumper of this 7 machine.
How much of that, too, is maybe Herman Reese knowing what pace he has to run to stay ahead of these guys, but maybe not pushing the tires to their limit just yet?
Yeah, that's definitely something you got to think about, but at the same time, it seemed like the 41 set sail. And I mean, he had like a 2.5 second lead when the caution came out, so maybe the tires don't drop off as hard as we might have thought. Yeah, I'm going back and looking, and Josh Boyer really only had about 2 or 3 tenths of fall off. And that's the lap times that everyone behind him are running right now almost. So, yeah, that 41 is definitely something special here this evening. He's already built an 0.8 of a second lead over Herman Reese in second. little further on back, battle for 10th. For 9th, excuse me. Oh, the 44 went around in turn 3, but he saved it thanks to getting a little bump in the door from Ricky Bumbleow. We do stay green since Bino was able to save it, but gotta wonder the damage in the door of that 44 machine.
The other thing is now he's at the part of the pack that we've been calling the gaggle, the swarm, the cluster.
Yeah. That's some dangerous company.
And
oh no!
Look at that.
Oh. Holy cow.
That was on cue.
Yeah. Joe, that was your fault this time.
That was. I'll take full
always
blame.
My fault.
You know, gets down there, gonna get back on the throttle. 77's there. Just barely clips him. That's
It's just one of
Johnston
those-
around.
Just one of those, I think.
Are you gonna call it a racing deal?
You know, you're just racing in close proximity on a short track. That's just short track racing, as some of these folks may say. Oh, yeah, you know.
Upcoming races here on JTN, November 12th. That's Tuesday. Maverick Cup Series action from Phoenix. Coverage at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Then 1 week from tonight, Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action heads to the Bristol Motor Speedway, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Maverick Cup Series season finale from Homestead, Miami, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Those races and much, much more, all going to be live right here only on JTN.
Joe, how about it? Maverick Night in America coming back to wrap up its season.
Wrap up its tenure.
That's right. It'll be missed, but I tell you what, those Tuesday nights have brought us some of the most incredible moments in JTN history. I mean, you got a couple in your intro, don't you, Joe?
There's one.
One? Oh, I thought there were two.
There might be two. There's at least one.
I don't know.
Your
I don't watch
outro, your credits clip though is from a
my credits clip.
yeah at the end. We do the little credits at the end.
Right. I know we do that, but I don't usually watch it. I'm up here.
Oh, so you don't watch the product?
No,
You don't go back and take notes and try to figure out how you can improve?
I'm already 4 foot deep in this hole, man. I don't know.
I don't know if I want to keep digging.
I'm tired of digging, Grandpa.
That's too dang bad.
Oh, good job there, Joe. Quoting that without quoting it. That was awesome.
You're welcome.
Speaking of, I'll quote a famous friend of the show. Folks, make sure you're liked, subscribed. I see 5 likes, but there's more than 5 people watching. We gotta get that like count up. Help the channel. Help the show.
Hey, since we're doing a little bit of short track racing, grassroots racing here tonight, how about Dale Jr. bringing back the Budweiser 8?
Yeah.
And some Select Cars Tour races next year and through the end of this year.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, and the merch they put out. I was more interested in the merch they put out, Joe. That stuff was awesome. I mean, they've been killing it. I'm glad NASCAR and some teams and, you know, drivers and stuff have finally tapped into the fact that older styled apparel is just what people like. And I'm glad that we've kind of tapped back into like the 90s and 2000s aesthetic, because it truly is the best looking era of apparel.
What, you don't like random geometric shapes?
Yeah, breaking news, they don't look good. Who would have thought? Yeah, so the apparel that they let out, man, it's a good thing I'm not a huge Dale Jr. guy, because otherwise I would have a lot less money than I currently do.
Right?
As we come off of turn 4. Stole your thunder there, Joe. Josh Boyer takes the green flag and we're back underway.
So you can't do that. You can't say I stole your thunder and then just be silent. Like you're taking us back green. You panicked. We're 3 wide. We're 2 wide.
Oh, man.
So Herman Reese now back in the soup.
Yeah, did he pit, Joe?
He did.
Oh, I must have missed that. I was too busy yapping.
Ah, you're just a serial yapper.
I really am.
Howdy, Stenzo. And howdy, unhappy Harvick.
Herman Reese, he's trying to make that fresh rubber work on the outside of Irv Johnston for the 8th position. Looking like he's going to hold his momentum, get that spot fairly easily. And that 41, Joe, he didn't just run away on the first couple laps of this restart. That 25 is hanging in there with him.
Yeah, Ron Simpson sticking with him this time.
Running very comparable lap times here, too. Oh, they both just set their fastest lap of the evening. How about that?
Only other thing to note, Austin, is, is the 25 having to run a little bit harder to run those lap times comparable to the 41?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be figuring that out here fairly soon, but it looks like he could also be pressuring the 41 into running harder than he has all night. So it's hard to say as we're back under yellow.
So you're saying there's a little bit of a chicken and an egg?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which one came first?
I don't know.
Dan Rubino around here off of turn number 4. He's losing it the whole corner. Just a nice leisurely slide. Bring out our 5th caution of the night.
Yeah, that's a tough one for the rest of the field for that to end up being a caution, but help save that 44 machine from falling back, being stuck on those old tires. Joe, I was gonna say, living in this part of the country, blessed central, eastern North Carolina, Charlotte area, means I live near Mooresville, and if anyone is a big diecast collector, they'll know about Booth 34 up in Mooresville. Made a trip up there today because he posted a Dave Blaney car I can't find anywhere, so I had to get that. And I tell you what, Penske Racing, Team Penske, their shop is just up the road a couple miles from the antique mall that booth is in. And I'm not joking when I tell you there were 3 Penske employees in there today on their lunch break shopping at Booth 34. And I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. I mean, what better to do your work? And they were all like older guys too. It wasn't like the new part runners or anything. It was like older, clearly mechanics. And they were just, they got 2 cup teams fighting for a title in like 3 days. And they're shopping at Booth 34 on their lunch break. I just thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Hey, the cars are already on their way out to Phoenix, man. They don't got any more work to do.
That's true.
For this season.
But yeah, I tell you, I'll never get over the cool stuff you see as a race fan being around here. Because I live right 2 or 3 blocks away from Joe Gibbs Racing. Every day around here, when people go on their breaks, their lunch breaks, there's a very nice scenic trail. We're in kind of a wooded area. There's a pond and stuff. Every day, their employees will be walking around. Like I saw, oh man, Ty Gibbs crew chief. I can't remember his name.
Chris Gale?
Yeah, Chris Gale. I saw Chris Gale walking the other day. I was like, man, that's so cool. They're just out having a good time. And yeah, I'll always love that as a race fan. Those guys just existing. Well, 1 to green. Joe, we're getting into crunch time. We're going to restart with, 46 laps or 56 laps to go. What do you think these guys are thinking here?
They're thinking, I hope this race goes green to the end.
Yeah, I think I could agree with you. I think the 41 especially would be the one that really wants some green flag racing here in the closing stages. But I mean, this race has flown by. We only got 56 laps to go here coming around. This is getting crunch time in a hurry.
What's your favorite kind of crunch?
I like the OG.
Yeah. Coming back to green, coming to lap 75 of 120. Boyer leads him back. We're underway once again here from the fairgrounds. And Simpson holds close to that 41 off of turn 2.
See, Unhappy Harvick asked what our opinion was on NASCAR being back in Forza. Joe, what do you think?
That's only a positive.
Yeah. Most exposure is good exposure, right?
Yeah. And you can unrestrict the cars.
Yes, I saw that tweet. That was awesome.
Herman Reese going on by Rich Knappick there for position. So Herman continues to try to march his way back to the front of the field in that 7 car.
Yeah, that fresh rubber seems to be working out for him. The 85 a little low there. Ron Simpson didn't quite get as good of a launch. He's fallen back from Boyer just a little bit, and he's getting pressured from that 07 of Steve Rubino right now.
Maybe put a little bit of a... I mean, that car's got an awkward feeling with that additional heat cycle on the tires.
Yeah, it could. It definitely could. People underrate how much that affects the handling of your race car. You got to be prepared for it on a restart.
How much is it wear versus that cycling of the tires at a short track, maybe compared to an intermediate?
Yeah, well, you know, this track is very unique just because of the length and the angle of the corners and stuff, or degrees of the corners.
The banking,
you know, whatever. No, not the banking.
There's
like
a crash on the back straightaway. We'll get back to that in a second because we got a couple cars that are jacked up.
Ooh. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 32 chief among them. See what happened. First look at it live with you guys at home, and Keith McLean just gets into that 32 car.
Yeah, got a big run on that inside line, and the 32 goes around, and then Pushrod just... The 32 slides right up into the lane he is traveling in.
You got an onboard with Pushrod here. Let's go ahead and look at it. Been our Daniel Dye cam tonight.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him.
Not always a good thing. You see, it's just hard to see in that smoke. And, yeah, it might just be the end of his night. That car is putting out a whole lot of dark smoke.
You see him on pit lane as we go back live. Alright, so let's see if there's any takers. Just 40 laps to go.
Yeah, I would think...
I think we're staying out.
Yeah,
now.
If you were going to come down pit road, I think this would be the last time you do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Joe, this is clearly the unpopular opinion, because I know track position is very key here. But I think if you pit here, if we keep having these cautions, that might not be great. But it might be worth the risk, you know, if you're back there 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, to pit here, make it your last pit stop of the evening. And if we go 20 more laps green, a lot of those guys up front might want to pit for the run to the end, but I think you could stay out on those tires and fight for a top 5. It's hard to say for sure. That kind of leads us back to what we were talking about before the yellow. The heat cycles. I think people underrate heat cycles a lot. Especially in NR, because it's one thing that you don't have a measure on. I mean, you don't have a measure on it in iRacing either.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it can affect your tires a ton on any type of track, even super speedways, like Allison said in the chat there. If you get them all the way up to heat, you cool them all the way back down. You do that like 3 times. I mean, it's just like running on tires that have been run on 40 laps of green. So it can be important when you're making decisions about pitting for tires. Be especially bad on restarts when they're still cold. A lot of tire spin. That's why you see guys sliding around so much.
But spinning the tires isn't fun?
When you're not supposed to, no. Tell you what, he's had a lot of practice tonight. That 41 machine has mastered these restarts. See if he can do it again here.
Coming back to green, lap 85 of 120 when we get to the line. And back away we go. Boyer with control. And already
man.
Stakenis with a big move to the inside. You also see Herman Reese with a big move to the outside.
Yeah, now the aggression level is up, isn't it, Joe? Herman Reed's going to re-enter the top 5 now. Still has fresher tires than everybody in front of him. With Stakenis, big move to the inside there on the restart. That's what you like to see. It's go time. 35 laps to go now.
Like to see the aggression getting dialed up here. Just want to make sure that don't want to step over that line, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. As we see, Herman Reese is going to move into the 4th position.
He's
Pole
up
sitter
2
tonight.
spots.
Yeah, pole sitter tonight. Knows there's speed in that vehicle. Got some ground to make up now, though. That top 3 is pulled away a little bit. The 41 pulling away even more.
Single file throughout the field right now.
And for those wondering, that 17 team did put that 17 car back together. He is off the pace, though. You can tell that car is still struggling. But that's good to keep it out there, try and complete all the laps. See single file still throughout the field. Josh Boyer got out to about a half-second lead, but looks like that 25 isn't letting it grow anymore for the time being. Keith McLean trying to work on Irv Johnston for the 11th position.
That 80 car is missing half of a spoiler, so you know it ain't driving too well.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, I don't know. It might almost be helping him turn a little bit.
You think? Maybe it was the opposite way.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I don't know how he's driving that thing actually.
I mean, there's a little less drag down the straightaway, right?
Yeah.
That'll help him.
Bino to the inside of
Duke Sorensen.
Race for the 9th position. It looks like Josh Boyer is reopening that lead. He's up to 8/10 of a second now ahead of Ron Simpson.
He's getting back into his zone, isn't he?
Yeah, it seems like it. It seems like he got those tires to their ideal temperature. And he is pulling away. Herman Reese getting some pressure from Jeff Stakenis.
Again, that 7 has the newest tires.
Oh man, Duke Sorensen was sideways for all of 3 and 4. He just saved it though. Bino gonna go on by, take that 9th position away. They are gonna catch the 17 of Pushrod here.
I'm sorry, Austin. That 59 is still super loose on entry to 3.
Now side by side with McLean. Yeah, that 59 is all over the place.
It's evil
Joe.
right now.
Yeah. He's got to be cursing it up a storm on that radio.
Look at it. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna look away.
That is a handful.
Back up front. You were saying?
Yeah, leaders should be catching the 17. This isn't a great race track for lap traffic. It's really hard to get out of the way. So we'll see how the leaders can maneuver around that wounded 17 machine.
You know that from experience?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, hey, look at that. That's the best the 17 can do. He's not racing anybody. And, you know, as a lapped car, that's what makes it easier. He doesn't have anybody to even race on his same lap. So it's easy to just pull aside, just let everybody by. And as a matter of fact, he's coming down pit road, it looks like. But yes, Joe, thank you. I am usually slow at these types of tracks, so I have a lot of experience of trying to be out of the way. I have a lot of experience of ending up
Staying
in the way. Yeah. Battle for third, it looks like. Herman Reese, he's going to get to the inside of Steve Rubino for third.
They're
Just
wheel to wheel.
Can't quite get the hammer down. He's going to lose that fourth position nearly. See, the straightaways are so long here. You got to keep the momentum up off the corner. And when you're on that inside line, you just can't get the hammer down off the corner the way you need to. It can really kill your momentum, and you see exactly what happened there to Herman Reese.
19 laps to go.
And how about Josh Boyer? He weathered the storm a little bit. He's pulled out to a big advantage now, 1.2 seconds just about. Flying smooth and steady. And he hopes to God he doesn't see another yellow flag.
Ah, come on. He's a racer. He'd love another restart.
Yeah, sure. He's only endured, what, six today? 6 or 7? I think 6.
Where's your sense of adventure?
I don't know. I tell you what, that 31, he was looking to adventure the inside of the 07, but chose better, and he still nearly had Herman Reese able to make a move on him. I tell you what though, Ron Simpson is loving what he's seeing in his mirror. Pressure on that 07 machine as he is starting to pull away. He's got about 7/10 of a second on that 07 car now. And Josh Boyer up to 1.5 seconds ahead. Looking like his race to lose here, Joe. 15 to go.
Ah, see, you can't say things like that.
Well, I am. I want to cause excitement, Joe. You were just saying it. Come on.
Yeah, we don't go jinxing people, though.
Okay. Paquettas to the inside. He's going to look for third on Steve Rubino. Side by side down the front straightaway. 14 to go.
Ooh, contact!
Oh,
And there's
man.
the caution. Herman Reese is caught up in someone else's mess. 7th caution of the night.
And that was a hard hit to the inside wall too, Joe. That is a TUFF tough break. Ugh. Hard angle there because there's no chance for the car to slow down no matter what.
Dan Rubino also caught up in this one. Oh, he's just kind of swerving down the backstretch, actually. Are you laughing at him?
I was laughing at what you said. You said he's swerving down the backstretch. I'm going to be honest, it looks like Dan might have, whether the 7 was spinning out or not, it looks like he might have been losing it off of the corner himself.
Wonder if he got spooked.
And then there was a 7 car down there. He didn't want to go down there, so shows the better of 2 outcomes. I mean, you never know when you T-bone a guy in
You don't want
this
to hurt
simulator,
that guy, right?
Right. Or you could end up 20 feet in the air. You just never know. So you don't want to take that chance. Pit road is open here. Wow.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. It's too late in the race to pit and take tires.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Man, this race has just flown by on me. I
know.
thought there was still 20, 25 to go. No.
11 to go.
Yeah, there's 11 laps to go.
Go back green with under 10 to go.
Yeah, so, no, I do agree. You got to stay out on these tires. I mean, granted, why would Josh Boyer want to pit? I mean, he's been getting great restarts all night. Granted, all it takes is one bad one, but we don't want to see that. We just want to see a good finish, ain't that right, Joe?
That's right. That's all we root for. You know, because who wins if we have a great finish?
Everybody.
Yeah, that's right, the fans.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who we're really rooting for at the end of the day, is the fans. All the ones here in the grandstands, all the ones watching on JTN out there, hitting the like button on the video, making sure they're subscribed if they're not already, you know?
That's right, Joe. And I tell you what, the TWB 10 to go, far less exciting than usual.
Under caution.
Yeah. As we work our way around this 5/8 mile speedway.
And typically, it's like that, you know, if we're under caution.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, the pace lights are off. We're gonna restart with 8 laps to go, Joe. What do you think? What's your prediction here?
Oh, we're about to see chaos.
Do we don't have green white checkers, do we?
We do not.
All right.
So things are about to get fun. Green flag, we're back underway. 8 laps to go here from the fairgrounds.
Uh-oh, we're spinning near the back. Look out. Rich Ward and Irv Johnson involved.
Racing back to the line.
Racing back. Are we going to restart?
I think so.
I think so.
I think it's going to be a green-white checkered, though. The Johnstons getting together there. Carroll getting into the back of Irv. All right. What if you're Josh Boyer? How nervous are you now?
Well, I don't think I'd be comfortable. But at the same time,
You're not scared though, right?
yeah, I mean, you've had what, 7 successful restarts in a row? What's an 8th, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what's an 8th? Be interesting to see what happens here in the closing stages of this race, folks. Again, can't thank you enough for tuning into JTN tonight. Make sure, if you haven't already, drop a like on the video. Make sure you are subscribed. As always, can't thank you enough for tuning in.
Man, oh man. We should turn the lights off here, I think.
I need him to turn the lights off if we want a green-white checkered.
Hey, they listen! Alright.
I love these officials here.
Yeah, this is great. We gotta come here more often or something.
Oh, it's Boyer, Simpson, Stekenis, 1, 2, 3.
All right, pace car's off, Joe. Gloves are off too, maybe.
Oh no, gotta keep those gloves on. They got help you from if there's a fire. 2 laps to go. Josh Boyer, green flag. We're back underway, and Stekenis looking for second already down into turn 1.
That's what he did a couple restarts ago. It forces the 25 up the racetrack. And I tell you what, Josh Boyer just got a huge grin on
And there's
his
a caution. This is the race to the finish. Josh Boyer going to bring it back to the line. He'll take the yellow, the white, and the checkered. And Stekenis will be able to take home second. Death Craver, 1 to go. And for Josh Boyer, it's a big win here from the fairgrounds. Brings it around behind the pace car. And he'll take home the victory here tonight from Nashville.
And that final caution there was the 6 of Rich Knappich. Just got into turn 1 a little too hot, getting into the back of Keith McLean, and he goes for a slide up the outside wall.
It was not Keith's night, man.
No, they got a lot of fixing to do on that vehicle to get it back.
It was, though, Josh Boyer's night. He burns it down for the fans here at the fairgrounds. So we'll talk with Boyer down in victory lane. We'll also talk with Jeff Stekenis, Ron Simpson, our top 3 finishers here tonight. Folks, again, as always, can't thank you enough for tuning in here to JTN. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Go ahead and get our handy dandy finishing results quickly up on your screens. There you go. And let's start by talking with our second place finisher. He's the driver of the number 31, Jeff Stekenis. Jeff, you got a copy?
I do.
That was a heck of a move you pulled off there on those last 2 restarts. How'd you do it?
Knew that they had just as much tire as I had, and hopefully I could jump it.
How tough are single file restarts at this track with it being so kind of one groove, especially when the tires are cooler?
Yeah, you could pass later in the run down on the bottom, but I mean, you really had to wait for it to or for the guy in front of you to kind of mess up or get a run kind of coming out of 2.
Obviously, with the way the rules are, you had to start out back here tonight. What is the challenge then of starting out back on a short track 1 and then also starting out back when we had a string of cautions there, maybe in that early stage of the race?
Yeah, you got it's short tracks. I mean, it could be change. It could change from lap to lap, because you could, if you start from the back, you could have a problem in front of you in just no time. But it's really hard to pass, and you got to stay consistent on your laps.
What to make effective passes then? What is the key?
Make effective passes. So there was a pass that I made on Steve on the 7, and so I was waiting. I would actually back off and see how he was braking going into the corner and what position behind him I could be in order to get an effective run, and just kind of waiting your turn for it.
Well, Jeff, great job here tonight. Start out back, finish in second. I know you wanted one spot more. Maybe need another lap or two.
Laps.
Yeah.
That's all I needed.
But nonetheless, a great run for you here tonight in this entire 31 team. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. I know you got some great folks behind you. The floor is yours. You know what to do.
Yeah, I want to say sorry to my teammate. I think I took him out tonight, Herman. But great team. All the sponsors, my family who always is watching, and absolutely love doing this. It's great.
Well, Jeff, again, love getting the opportunity to talk with you after these races. Congratulations once again on a strong showing here tonight from the fairgrounds. Always a pleasure to talk with you. Can't thank you enough for your time here after this one, and hope we're talking with you again soon.
Thank you, sir.
Jeff Sakanis, driver of the number 31, your second place finisher here tonight from the Nashville Fairgrounds. Let's go ahead and head on down into Victory Lane and talk with the driver of the number 41, Josh Boyer. Josh, you got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4, buddy.
Well, the small trophy that was given away at the start of the night wasn't given to you and your 41 team, despite having a similar lap time. But the big trophy at the end of the night is going home with you in this 41 bunch. How'd you manage to have such a dominant performance?
Man, just had a really good car tonight. Figured out the line, how to run consistent laps all night long. Save the tire as much as possible. Caution fell in the perfect place there about halfway to go or so, and managed the tires and just managed the guys behind me. Got a little lucky. I mean, blew second gear early on the second restart, I think. Maybe the third restart. Lost second gear. You might have saw the guys bunch up behind me. So kind of had to manage that the rest of the race, and luckily I was able to get in the third gear and going every restart after that, and just had a good smooth race for us. Out of trouble. That was good night.
Talked about managing the tires a little bit. What we saw, there was a couple runs where you'd get out to a big lead, and I think there was one there where the 7 was behind you, and I think we could kind of tell that maybe he was saving stuff, maybe you were pushing a little bit harder. Then there was a run where the 25 was sticking right with you on your bumper, and then there was another run it felt like maybe you were backing up to those guys. How do you pick what strategy to take in those moments?
Honestly, kind of watch the review a little bit, and early race kind of walk at yourself. Okay, if this goes green all the way, we have green flag spot, and kind of wondering how they're going to short pit, who's going to take that advantage. As the race went on, in cautions, then you're able to manage that lead a little bit more, kind of knowing that probably more cautions are coming. You know, cautions, especially a track like Nashville. So, being willing to kind of hang back closer to the field deal because you didn't burn the tires off was a good strategy, I think, tonight.
Well, great strategy here tonight. Great race from you, this 41 bunch. Josh, congratulations on the big win. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. Great partner on the car, great folks behind you. The floor is yours. You know what to do, buddy.
Yeah, but first off, to Steve and the HOBO guys, as always, a lot of fun tonight. Always a lot of fun with you guys. Thanks to JTM for streaming us tonight, and always great to have you guys on board with us. And some new colors on the car here in the Winter Series, the Monster Beast colors here. Great drink if you're looking for something pretty refreshing on your evenings, and we're going to go have some beast nuts tonight and enjoy the evening.
Josh, again, congratulations on the big win. Always a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you. Can't thank you enough for your time, and hope we're talking with you again soon.
All right, take care, bud.
Josh Boyer, driver of the number 41, your race winner here tonight from the Nashville Fairgrounds. Austin, that's going to wrap up our coverage. Sum it up for the folks at home.
Well, I tell you what, it was a pretty dang good race. It had just about everything: contact, comers, goers, cautions, green flags, us yapping. We talked about football like we always do. I tell you what, Joe, it had everything. It was a wonderful Thursday night here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, and I couldn't ask for any better.
And folks, if you want to get in on the action, you go to HOBORacing.com to find out more. We have that linked down in the video description below. Winter Outlaw series coming to a close here around Thanksgiving. The modifieds will be back on Thursday nights thereafter. Again, as always, a very big thank you has to go out to the entire admin team, especially Steve Rubino. Steve puts his heart and soul into keeping this place going, does a fantastic job, and we can't thank him and his entire team enough for bringing us out here tonight. Also wishing him a very happy birthday. Can't thank you folks at home enough for tuning in here this evening. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe so you don't miss a second of the action here on JTN. With all of that being said, though, folks, for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for my colleague Austin Spencer, I've been Joe Towanski. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
3 wide for second, but Sean Whitehill is going to bring it home and win the race at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Ricky J closing up, off turn 4. He's going to have a run to the inside. He blocks into the grass. Checkers out. Hardy wins it.
Ricky, what's going on in your brain right now?
Yeah, putting on 4 big rubber shoes and 2 gallons of, not 2 gallons, 2 cans of exploding dino juice here, Joe.
Down to the tunnel turn. These guys are throwing it through there and around to the back.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
the wall, as well as RJ Bishop. Down in front of Keith Hughes. Oh, no! Big hit. RJ Bishop.
Oh my
Oh,
Ricky
big
J
wreck.
big crashed into the wall.
Oh,
The leaders
no.
have wrecked. Ricky J is upside down. Magoo is hard in the wall. Tyler Mallon escapes with no damage. Everybody else in this main group, including Nelly, is junk.
Through the north chute they'll go. The 24's into the wall. Almost contact there. The 10 with the shallow entry into turn 4. It's going to be a drag race down the front straightaway. Folks, the 24's in the wall. They make contact. Turn around. Napick goes on through the flip. Rich Napick's going to win the Culver Block 200 in thrilling fashion.